Do you remember watching on television years ago, watching the moon shots from Cape Kennedy? How amazing these were to watch, and how we all marveled when we saw this, and we wondered, how could this be? How could something be so precise and so perfect? Well, the true story is known now. It wasn't that perfect. Matter of fact, it was off course 90% of the time. Now, I think that's quite a lesson in life. They were off course 90% of the time. They had to make constant course corrections, adjustments, tweaks in order to fulfill their desired destination and make the mission a success. Well, how about with our own lives? Do we ever need to find if we're off course or not? We're off course a lot of the time. The problem in life is where you get a person that knows that they're off course, and yet they continue to go in that way. All the time, perhaps deluding themselves, thinking that they will somehow miraculously get to their desired destination. The desired destination has to be through course correction constantly, by going to God and being willing to have God direct us, sometimes on a path that we're not even familiar with. There's a post office in a Midwest town that I want to tell you a story about. This post office happens to be situated on top of a hill, and it is situated at a pivotal point. Rain that falls on one side of the roof flows down that roof and into a stream, which joins a river that empties finally into the Great Lakes and then on into the Atlantic Ocean. But rain falling just a couple feet away from that, it falls down the opposite side of the roof and travels by way of a small brook into the Ohio and the Mississippi rivers and on into the Gulf of Mexico. So even the slightest breeze can change the position of a raindrop over that post office, and the slightest breath of wind will determine the direction of its fate. Do you ever have the feeling that your own fate is waiting to be determined by a small gust of wind, or something so slight that your whole life could change into a different direction? It can. I look back on my own life, and you can look back on your life. There have been 10 billion forks on the road, and we had to determine which fork to take. Sometimes it was the right move, sometimes it wasn't. So when we go to God and when we pray, God, show us the way, God will. And it will be the course correction that we need. And we will find that that gust of the wind of Spirit takes us to the right desired destination.